Gavin Newsom and the press office of Gavin Newsom are still mocking the hell out of MAGA and Donald Trump. But first, today is Gavin Newsom's birthday. So here we have Gavin Newsom, and I'm sure that this is a totally real picture. He's here celebrating his birthday by drinking MAGA tears. So the great gig says, "Happy birthday, Gavin. Enjoy those MAGA tears." Here is Gavin Newsom celebrating his birthday. He says, "Happy birthday to me, Gavin C. Newsom. Many say America's most loved, most handsome, and possibly most important governor. My birthday wish list, the best list. No troops in our beautiful cities. No Trump election rigging. None. Beautiful, perfect, fair maps for everyone. Respect for our sacred Constitution. And most important, and a very humble ask, a Nobel Peace Prize. People all over the world are begging me to accept it. Thank you to the amazing, talented, highly attractive people of California. I love you. Happy birthday to me. Thank you for your attention to this matter, GCN." He gave himself a birthday shout out, and I am here for it. My birthday is in a couple of weeks, so expect something along this. He is setting examples of how you do it for your birthday. And I'm going to do this too. So when my birthday comes around and you see me saying happy birthday to me, please understand that this is where I got it from, because he's setting the example. And I am also attractive. Some of the comments on the post: "He is the best, they all say, as you know." And then right here, she's laughing at this part for some strange reason, where he says, "Most important and a very humble ask, a Nobel Peace Prize," because everybody is asking for it. She's laughing at that for some reason. Bruce says, "Ha ha ha, super duper happy birthday to you, Governor Newsom. Many happy returns." We got this picture, "I stand with Gavin." It looks like melanoma right there, and then a birthday card. I didn't get to my Gavin Newsom mockery yesterday, but this person named Savannah Hernandez says, "I finally got to meet Stephen Miller today. Incredible aura." And then the press office of Gavin Newsom says the aura in question, and then they gave a picture of Stephen Miller. Please look at your video screen, take a screenshot. This is a picture of Stephen Miller. Very accurate. So this page called Unusual Whales put this post out. Breaking: President Donald Trump is making plans for a significant aid package for U.S. soybean farmers. The package could include more than $10 billion in relief, per CBS. And so then the press office put out this post: Trump thinks American farmers are worth half of what Argentinians are worth. But America first, right? Mario responds to that saying, "And farmers will suck up to Trump again after he ruined their lives twice, because farmers have been getting screwed since the first term, but they keep going back for more because they love it." So to that, David said, "Twice?" And to that, Mario said, "Yes, under his first administration, he started the trade wars with China, and the government had to bail them out. It was because of soy mainly. Many farmers self-deleted themselves because of that." And that's absolutely true. There were so many self-deletions, so many bankruptcies, and there has been so many bankruptcies this year alone of farmers. But they must have loved it. Farmers for Trump, he won them at like 67% or 70%. They voted for their own destruction. This person named B. Praytab posted this cartoon, this picture, if you want it. So it says, "Just look at all this grain. The American farmer is great again." And then to that, a farmer is saying, "You don't understand farming, do you?" Why would you think that Trump would understand farming? These farmers that voted for him, like he's part of the common American people. I really think, and I will continue to say, that farmers for Trump is one of the dumbest demographics out there. Aaron Rupar shared this clip. Trump is talking to Sean Hannity. It says, "The tariffs have brought peace to the world. I'm telling you, they brought peace to the world." And to that, the press office just reposted that saying, "Ha ha 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 ha." I don't know about y'all, but I don't think that there's any peace in being poorer because you're paying more money. But some people might like it. I know MAGAs will always just go, pro-Trump, like, "Yeah, let's pay all this extra money. Yeah." I talked about this situation yesterday. There was a whole Politico article. This woman called into C-SPAN to talk to MAGA Mike Johnson. And this woman, she was really upset because MAGA Mike Johnson and the Republicans won't reopen. They won't reopen the government because, number one, we all know that he doesn't want to have that vote for the Epstein files. Number two, they just don't know how to govern. So this woman called in to talk to him saying, as a Republican, I'm very disappointed in my party and I'm very disappointed in you because you have the power to call the House back, but he won't. He's letting them stay on vacation. So the military isn't getting paid. People are not getting paid any money. And the fact that the military still has to go to work, the air traffic controllers still have to go to work, TSA still have to go to work. All these people still have to go to work. They're just not getting paid. And it costs money to get to go to work. It costs money to eat, but these people do not care. And this particular lady said that she has 2 medically compromised children, and she's like, I am very disappointed in you. I wonder how many people are going to be so disappointed that they really make some changes come next year if we do still actually have a midterm election. I really wonder if they're going to make a change or if they're doing all this blustering stuff right now still to vote straight R up and down the ballot. But the press office reshared that clip. I'm not playing the clip, but the press office reshared that clip saying Americans know exactly who shut down the government, Trump and his MAGA lapdogs. Here's another clip of MAGA Mike Johnson talking. This quote says, if you look at the polling, people's faith in the federal government is at an all-time low. Why? Because they don't see that it's being done well. It's not being done well because y'all are in charge and y'all don't know how to govern. From the time of Mitch McConnell had a no government. The Democrats would put something up and the Republicans would simply say no. But now that the Democrats are not able to put things up, basically these people don't know how to govern. And so that's the reason why things are not being done well, because you can't just govern from a position of no. But the press office is reminding us all, these are the people in charge. Speaker Johnson, Leader Thune, President Trump, these are all of the people that are up there that are supposed to be governing, creating legislation for Donald Trump to sign, but they can't do it. This is a hot mess, but this is all part of Project 2025. So this is a tweet from the Washington Post. Breaking news. The Trump administration began laying off federal workers while the government is shuttered, fulfilling threats from President Trump to take advantage of the closure to shave off more parts of the federal workforce he dislikes. And to that, the press office reshared that. Trump has the federal government shut down again next week. The consequences: laying off workers, not paying troops, threatening access to health care for seniors. Is simple. Trump has betrayed America. This is going to really start impacting the poorer states, the welfare states, the taker states, the states that don't have infrastructure, the states that don't have an economy without federal funding. It's going to get ugly, but this is what they voted for. And then, all we can really do is wait it out. It's going to get ugly. It's going to stay ugly, but all we can really do is just watch and see. Will they come back? Will they reopen the government? I do not know. Y'all go ahead and weigh in on that part. Before we get out of here, we got to talk about this. The government might not be open, but the Trump administration, actually Trump himself, still raking in all that money. And I know that MAGA people are just going to continue to shell out the money that they don't have. Gavin Newsom shared this. It says, no health care for you, but you must buy my watch. So this is a Trump watch. And Aaron Rupar shares this saying, Trump watch commercials are now running regularly on Newsmax. He is really hawking watches. We're in a recession, could be marching right down to a depression, but the greatest depression, the depression of 1929, it will have nothing on the Great Depression that's coming right now, but buy a Trump watch. Oh, this is where we are. This was a post from Donald Trump this morning on his live social page. Look how big this is. And I'm going to sit here and read it to you. It says some very strange things are happening in China. They are becoming very hostile and sending letters to countries throughout the world that they want to impose export controls on each and every element of production having to do with rare earths and virtually anything else they can think of, even if it's not manufactured in China. Nobody has ever seen anything like this, but essentially it would clog the markets and make life difficult for virtually every country in the world, especially for China. We have been contacted by other countries who are extremely angry at this trade hostility, which came out of nowhere. Our relationship with China over the past 6 months has been a very good one, thereby making this move on trade an even more surprising one. I have always felt they've been lying in wait, and now, as usual, I have been proven right. There is no way China should be allowed to hold the world captive, but that seems to have been their plan for quite some time, starting with the magnets and other elements that they have quietly amassed into somewhat of a monopoly position. A rather sinister and hostile move, to say the least. But the U.S. has monopoly positions also, much stronger and more far-reaching than China's. I have just not chosen to use them. There was never a reason for me to do so until now. The letter they sent is many pages long and details with great specificity. That's how we know that he did not write this, because it says specificity. Each and every element that they want to withhold from other nations. Things that were routine are no longer routine at all. I have not spoken to President Xi because there was no reason to do so. This was a real surprise, not only to me, but to all the leaders of the free world. I was to meet President Xi in 2 weeks at APEC in South Korea, but now there seems to be no reason to do so. The Chinese letters were especially inappropriate in that this day that after 3,000 years of bedlam and fighting, there is peace in the Middle East. I wonder if that timing was coincidental. Dependent on what China says about the hostile order that they have just put out, I will be forced as President of the United States of America to financially counter their move. For every element that they have been able to monopolize, we have too. I never thought it would come to this, but perhaps, as with all things, the time has come. Ultimately, though potentially painful, it will be a very good thing in the end for the United States of America. One of the policies that we are calculating at this moment is a massive increase of tariffs on Chinese products coming into the United States of America. There are many other countermeasures that are likewise under serious consideration. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. Number one, this is way too many words. This is way too many words. We know that he did not write this. But what's wild to me is that they kept on capitalizing the word countries as if the word country needed to be capitalized unless it was a proper noun. That really irks my spirit. The fact that they capitalize like trade and tariffs, it is really wild. But whoever is writing this up for Donald Trump, the team talking about, I thought things were good with China. We've been in a trade war ever since Donald Trump was inaugurated because he put a trade war on everything. He put tariffs on everything when he walked in the door. So that's the thing. When has it been good? China is not buying soybeans because of Donald Trump. It's not been a good position. We're in a trade war. Of course, they're about to they're going to come back at us because we have a dude that declared a trade war. We're going into a Cold War. We're in a Cold War because of Donald Trump and his stupidity. And the people around him are keeping this going. This was a long post. He did not write this. There's no way in the world that he knows all of these words. So people are just randomly capitalizing things to make it and putting things in quotation marks. Like it would clog, and you put magnets in quotes. Like, what is this? Why do we have so much policy on Lie Social? This is ridiculous. It is stupid, and I cannot believe that we got here, but this is where we are, making America great again.
Donald Trump's quest for a Nobel Peace Prize has come to an end, and his weekend has been ruined. Now today, the Nobel Prize Committee has awarded the Nobel Peace Prize to Maria Corina Machado, who is the opposition leader in Venezuela, who's fighting against a dictatorship and for democracy. Quite the opposite of what we're seeing here. And the crying has already begun. MAGA across social media are claiming the whole thing was rigged or that the committee just has TDS. Fox News put out a story that centers around Donald Trump being denied instead of somebody winning the award. And the truth is, Donald Trump will never win this award because for him, peace is a part-time thing. You cannot separate families in your own country and cause the havoc that we're seeing here. You can't threaten to invade Greenland or take over the Panama Canal. You can't participate in a war and then say you created peace. Donald Trump has no chance of winning this award this year, next year, or the year after that. So he's going to feel this disappointment every year for the rest of his life. Laura Loomer is turning on Donald Trump and calling him out today after the announcement of the Qatari airbase. Now, if you missed it today, Pete Hegseth announced that Qatar will have an Air Force base within the United States. And MAGA immediately blew up with Laura Loomer leading the charge. Check this post out. What is America First about allowing Qatar to have a military base on U.S. soil? This is an abomination. So much for making America safe again. There's more to that post that I had to cut off because it gets rough. And she followed that up, encouraging people not to vote in 2026 and saying that this is a line in the sand that she will not accept. This is MAGA turning on Donald Trump, and you can bet he's going forward with this base. He just got a new golf course in Qatar. He just got the plane. It's about time that MAGA realizes what we've been telling them. Donald Trump does not care. He even told you he doesn't care about you. He just wants your vote. You can yell at him all you want. If there's something in it for him, he's moving forward whether you like it or not.